Greetings, everybody. This is Archangel Macintosh from the 12 tribes of Israel, Yis-RoyAl, specifically from the tribe of Levi, Lawaya, and Judah, Yahawada. Shalom, shalom, peace, peace. All praises to the Most High. Halalahaya, Bahasham, Yeshaya, Hamash, Yash, Waharawak, Kwadash. All praises to the Almighty I Am that I am, through Christ Yeshaya, our Savior, Israel's Savior, and the Holy Spirit. Amen, I affirm. Today we're going to be dealing with the JEZEBAAL spirits. The JEZEBAAL spirits. JEZEBAAL spirits. The wife of Satan. We're going to be understanding how very prominent she is in today's society. She's working through a lot of women. She's working through some men to destroy them. But she's been working through a lot of women. She's part of the whole feminine movement. And also she is all about prostitution, seducing, wearing certain type of clothes to allure guys, enchant guys, and seduce guys. And you see a lot of them out there like Beyonce, Rihanna, Jezebel spirits, Jennifer Lopez, all Jezebel spirits. You see even Marilyn Monroe, Jezebel spirits. Kim Kardashian, all them people, Jezebel spirits. And they control you. They trick you with their looks. They look very good, very gorgeous. But then their intent isn't so pure. You see what I'm saying? Their intent is to pretty much consume men, kill men, harm men, and do different type of things to men because she's a man hater. So we're going to be learning. She's actually very prominent in the child support area too. She's the woman who's actually putting child support on her man because he left her and she's mad and stuff like that, and make the baby excuse for why she's targeting the dude like that, knowing that he's broke or whatever. Not only that too, she's all over your television. She's usually the one wearing pants, and you can see the whole outline of a crotch, you know what I'm saying? And you're like, whoa, what the heck? Her tight pants, you can see the outline of her booty. So it's making you think certain things as a man in today's society. And men fall for these women all the time. They even leave perfectly good women, very virtuous women that are honorable, and they honor their man, very virtuous, and they're obedient, and they listen, to go date one of these women that look good, these Jezebels, and then they go ahead and they take your boyfriend or your girlfriend, whatever they do. Some of them are lesbian, and they say, oh, it's okay to be lesbian. Men don't know how to please you as much as I do. So then, she turned the girl into a lesbian too. So Jezebel, she's the prostitute of the whole earth period. She's a representation of Mary Magdalene, the Roman Catholic version of that, not the Hebrew Israelite version. Hebrew Israelite version, Mary is the mother of Christ, Yeshaya, but the Mary that Magdalene, that the mandala that they're serving in Catholic is the Queen of Heaven, and the Queen of Heaven is really the prostitute of earth. You see what I'm saying? And she's no Queen of Heaven. She's the ultimate abomination of America, Babylon the Great, which is America. She also represents the Statue of Liberty, and we got a couple of other stuff we're gonna go into. So get a pen and notepad. You're gonna need it, and take some notes if you like, because the information you're gonna learn today is gonna open your mind and make you see things about yourself, ladies and men, and make you see things about your partner. So if you check it out in chapter 17 of Revelation, verse 5, and upon her head was named. So there's a woman. Well, let's read it over here from chapter 4. From verse 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. This is how the whore looked like. And precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations, things that will get you killed and murdered because the Most High told you not to do it, and filthiness, going anal, sometimes not washing their vagina, or men not washing their penis, pardon my language, this is going to be a very adult video because Jezebels are very perverse, very perverted, very... So get yourself ready. You might catch feelings and stuff like that. So know that it's because we're dealing with the Jezebel spirit directly. So may the Most High Bahasham Yeshaya and the Holy Spirit be with us as we speak about this today and protect us from how much times we're going to have to hear this wild demon's name. So we said in verse 5, so she's full of filthiness in her fornication, masturbation, guys masturbating. That's how she destroyed men. She gets them masturbating because they look at a picture like this or any other one of her pictures. Let's see. In any one of her other pictures and want to sleep with her. You know, like, oh man, I want to get some of that. Yeah, I would bang that. Yeah, dude. Oh, yo, last night I just got this chick, man. Like, yo, she was so fine. Big butt, big breasts. Everything, her butt hanging out, butt cheeks and all, and butt. Man, you should see the outline of her pants through her jeans. You can see her private part, man. She don't even know it. She don't know it, bro. And I smashed it. They think they just won something, but truly they just got slayed by Jezebel. And they probably got AIDS or herpes now. Probably got a baby on the way. She's going to put them on child support and all types of hell. And she'll look good for a couple of months until her snakes start coming out and she can't contain them no more. So now you're getting bit by her negative side. And you start to notice she ain't nothing like you thought she was. Don't fall for these feelings. Your feelings will deceive you. So he said in verse 5, and upon her head was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. So this woman, this Jezebel that refused, very rebellious and refused to be submissive to a man and obey any authority, very rebellious, completely, extremely rebellious and sexy. She's the one who been deceiving the whole planet thus far right now. Pretty much. Men been falling for this. They can't keep their eyes off of these images. So let me not test you guys too much, but this is what you're dealing with in today's society. When you walk out there, you got all type of satanic women trying to allure you and draw you in some way. You know, they even try to use aloofment, being aloof. Like, oh, no, most people don't like talking to me, you know. They think I'm different and stuff. So you're like, oh, I understand you. I understand a girl like you. Get with someone like this, you get consumed now. She start doing witchcraft over your head and shit in Abu Dhabi, part of my language, over your head and stuff, and turn you into some frog. So some of these women will set you up too. You know, they work for other gangsters and all that. You know, they'll be like, yo, the gangster people are like, yo, I want you to go trick this dude, man. This homeboy, he owe me money. He haven't been giving me my money. I want you to go over there and pretend you're going to do something with him. I'm going to give you a condom just in case you got to go a little bit far. Once he do this and now, I want you to shoot him right in his stomach and take everything in his house. So now that girl go over there and come up to him. Hey, I love your attitude. Oh, you're so sexy and handsome. You know, using their voice and their sound. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They try to use all that stuff on you like superstars doing that. That lifts your penis as a man. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes men do it too to women to set them up. And then they trap them, turn them into whores and pimp them, and traffic them and all that stuff. Men do it too. But the women too, you know, she'll go ahead and pretend she's going to sleep with the man. Right when his pants come off, she take a scissor and cut his cock off and give it to him in a jar. You know what I'm saying? And get you. They be like that because women is a weapon. They're demons to us men. Not that women are demons in general, because men are demons too to some women. But women are more demonic to a man than a man is to a woman. Because a woman will not even leave her straight-looking boyfriend. Or if she truly loved her ugly-looking boyfriend, she wouldn't even leave him for the muscled-up dude with all the muscles and all the intellect. Sometimes she might choose the nerd. Sometimes she'll choose the one who's least likely to be liked. You know what I'm saying? So there are some women that do like men for what's in their heart and what's in their spirit and what they bring to the table spiritually speaking and how that manifests physically. While these women, they like what men can do to them physically only. They don't care about the spirit. Does he have money? Does he have a car? Does he have a phone? Does he have friends? Is he known? Does he dress up right? You know, Jezebels. She be the one too, all up inside the mirror all day and night, you know, putting on makeup, making up things. That's deception if you're making things up. You fantasy delusional women, you know, and they look good doing it, but that's not them. Once all this makeup run out, while they sweat, which they know they can't do, or their makeup will run out, and you'll see what's behind the veil, and Revelation will poke out. Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of the harlots, the abomination of the earth, and you'll see how ugly she is without that makeup. All of them. Kim Kardashian, Beyonce, all these people, and I'm just saying in general. This is how these women be. And they're all up in the porno industry, and you think that you think that the women are being pimped, but you're the one who's being pimped, and the men are the one being pimped, because they can't help but to go in on a woman that looks like this. They look at her, they gotta look at her up and down, long, and I know some of you simple men are doing it right now, because that's the feeling it gives you. This is the feeling that the JEZEBAAL women give you, and they seduce you, and they eat you, suck your blood, they suck up your finance and all types of things. And the Bible talks about her, and we will be getting into that. So let's keep going down. See, these are a couple more pictures of her. Yup, you even got Angelina Jolie. See how she put her lips? It makes you feel like sticking something in it. Pardon my language, but it's true. When you look at a picture like that, that thought right there is a perverse thought. That is a perverse idea. Even to even think about it like that is perverse, but it's difficult. And then right here, don't this woman kind of look like a man in a way? I don't know. Maybe my mind is wrong. Maybe my mind is perverted. This is how they're perverting our mind in today's society. Even in movies, romance movies, all this stuff. Look at how close the bodies are. Very intimate, very sensual. And it's a black and white woman, interracial intercourse. She's also the demon riding on the beast. She's the head of all the demons, actually. So this is a very bad demon. She exists. She's in our society. She doesn't exist at the same time, and will be thrown into the bottomless pit when Yeshua comes. And y'all people need to know who you're dealing with when it comes to these Jezebels, because they're the ones sucking up your finance and all that. So check it out. So she's the seducer, the seduced. In Revelation, chapter 2, verse 20. But I have this against thee, that thou sufferest the woman, which means you withstand, you tolerate that prostitute, that harlot, that heathen woman Jezebel, who calleth herself a prophetess, a princess. Oh, you little princess, always trying to call herself princess. No, you princess. You mean much more than him. You don't need a man. You can do it by yourself. Oh, I'm a solo mom. You're so low. I'm an individual mom in the dividing duo. You know what I'm saying? Just getting lost in becoming a single mom and excluding the dad, and the whole system becomes sexist. Like the dad can't even really have anything to say when you go to the hospital with your woman that's having the baby. Although she's having the baby, you planted it in her stomach. You planted that seed in her stomach. You see what I'm saying? The man plants the seed in the woman's stomach. The woman's stomach is the sand, and she gives birth to what was planted in her. I don't care what doctors say scientifically and whatever witch doctors have to say. I don't deal with witch doctors. Rapa'al is my doctor. Rapa'alahaya. Rapa'alahaya. That means God is my healer. I don't have no second master and second healer. What are you trying to tell me what doctors said about this and that? Something happened when that guy bust. When he bust inside of that woman, even if the egg was in her, something happened because of him. Therefore, he is the seed. He is the root to what happened. And you are the one giving life to it now. You see? That's the perfect way to look at it. No science, BS, atheist stuff. It's the man that created the children. The Bible supports that. So those of you who hate the Bible, go to hell. Just turn this off. Leave. Don't repent. Don't accept Christ as your Savior. But those of y'all who believe in the Bible and believe in the words of the Most High, trust in everything He say, because there's proof to this. She's the one that got you masturbating. Yes, masturbation is bad. She's all up in your brain, putting pictures of that guy or girl in your brain, and she makes you want to touch yourself and feel ecstasy and feel happy and bust. So, and she teacheth and seduceth my servants to commit fornication, and to eat things sacrificed to idols. So now men want to take her out to Red Lobster, eat shrimp, eat pork when they're not supposed to, just to get the woman. He can't get with her because she eats all that stuff. He's trying to get with the wrong chick in the first place. And there's a lot of these Jezebel spirits out there, man. And if you men don't obey the Bible, y'all are already under control of her. You think you're in control of your woman? Tell her that you want to do sin. I bet she'll be like, no, you're not. I'm taking my kids. I'm taking what I gave you back. I'm taking my area. I'm taking my house. I'm taking my car. All that stuff I gave to you. That's how the Jezebel spirit works. And it begins to manipulate you. And now you're stuck. You can't leave. So now you're going to eventually have to give up your children or go into this big fight. And the system support Jezebel. Because she got the judges under hypnosis and the lawyers under hypnosis. And because she's so soft-spoken, because she's a woman, oh, he hurt me. He had hit me and I didn't do nothing. And now you're going to jail. Oh, he raped me and he didn't do nothing. Going to jail. Because her voice and her tone and her, she seduces people. She's alluring. And then you got a guy who speaks very strong like me, like a real man. And they'll put me in jail. Be like, yeah, there's a possibility that he probably smacked her or punched her in the head like she said and broke her stuff. We're going to put him in jail. He's a threat. Now we're going to jail because it's Jezebel and she laughing while the police bringing you away like, ha ha ha. Them stupid effers. They didn't know that this dude didn't do anything. I broke everything. Now I'm going to go finish up with my job. And then now you come home and you're like, yo, she wrecked up my house even more. They won't even come down. But if she called like, he's bothering me still and you're not even near her, woo, jail time. The whole system sexist, man, to the point where women think they own men. That they can just say what they want to men and they won't be disciplined. That's because they're lacking a family structure and a family order. A family is literally a military. It's a tribe. The father's the head. And the Most High is the head of the whole family and the head of the man. And then the woman is second. And then the children. And that's the order of things. Although men, women, everyone is equal, we don't have the same position. Some angels heal, some angels fight, some angels send messages. Some angels are in charge of just the weather. They got all types of purposes. So in the family, there's all types of purposes within our angelic family. Within our family of light. Under the Most High Yahya, Bahasham, Yeshaya. So therefore, because women are trying to be men and being like men in the system supporting, you can't beat the woman with a belt to discipline her like her father should have done, but he was absent from her life because her mom was a Jezebel and she talked too much and rebelled too much. So he said, F this chick, I'm leaving. If she would have been able to just sit down and listen, both of them, mom, daughter, grandma, the children wouldn't have had problems with father figures. Because the mom is what nurtures the men and the children anyway. The men are lost because you don't have that nurturing, that meekness of woman. Because women are too busy trying to be men. What's so special about being a man? And then they got the Jezebels that feel better about themselves because they hate men and talk bad about men. All men are dogs. Or he can't do nothing for me. You don't do nothing for me. Who are you? You ain't my daddy. You ain't my daddy, boy. I don't give a F. I'll punch you in your face. Like, whoa, girl. Girl, calm down. Whoa. Jezebel. Devil. Watch out. That one's a devil. I'm telling you, watch out. Watch how she reacts to me saying these things. She's a devil. I'm telling you. Cast her away. Because if you don't, she's going to seduce you. So in Proverbs chapter 12, verse 26, the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked subdueth them. Alright, so before we get into the information about Jezebel, I'm going to go ahead and read a part in Genesis for you guys real quick. And a woman's not supposed to wear what a man wear, and a man ain't supposed to wear what women wear. And if a man and woman's wearing pants, something's wrong. And here, this is a good picture of a devil. Jezebels. You see all of them. And they think they good. They hoochies. They hoochie mamas. Prostitutes. Willing prostitutes. So alright. We go to Revelation chapter 3. Revelation chapter 3. And we're gonna start off. We're gonna jump around a little bit, but let's go to Genesis 1, section 24. So in Ahaya, God said, "Let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind." The living creature, the dogs, the cats, the wolves, everything of their own kind, their own family, not to be crossbreeding. Cattle and creeping thing, and beast of the earth after his kind. And it was so. And Ahaya made the beast of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And Ahaya saw that it was good. And Ahaya said, "Let us make man in our image." And this is on the 6th day this is happening. Let us, that means there's other people with the Most High there too. Let us make man in our image, after our likeness. And let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, dominion, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over all the earth, and over all the earth. So man, once again, let us make man, 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 in our image. Man is in God's image, after his likeness. And let man have dominion over the fish of the sea, and dominion over the fowl of the air. And let man have dominion over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. Verse 27. So Ahaya created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. He him. Male and female created he them. And Ahaya blessed them. And God said unto them, "Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. Have babies, have children, have family, and replenish the earth. Give back to the earth. Plant seeds, grow things, because that's how you multiply and be fruitful. Grow trees and flowers and plants too. Create babies more, and create your own stuff, because life, birth, and seeds is the creation process. Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth, and subdue it." And what? And subdue it. And what? And subdue it. And have dominion over the fish of the sea, and dominion over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And God said, "Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be meat. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat." And it was so. And Ahaya saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening, the night, sundown, and the morning, daytime, were the 6th day. So after he finished everything in 6 days, the Most High goes down to, we'll go over here into verse 7 of chapter 2 of Genesis. And the Most High Yahweh, thy God, formed man. I am that I am, God, formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, which is spirit. And man became a living soul. Pardon me. And the Most High Yahweh, God. Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure that this is still playing. Alright. And the Most High Yahweh, God. Pardon me. Caused the deep sleep. Wait, pardon me. Let's start all over. Alright, and out of the ground, the Most High Yahweh, God, formed every beast of the field. Wait, pardon me. I think I am skipping around. Give me a second, guys. I'm over here. Alright, pardon me. Okay, verse 7 of chapter 2 of Genesis. And the Most High Yahweh formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils spirit, and man became a living soul. And the Most High Yahweh God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. So there was only man on earth that time. He didn't have the woman yet. There was no need to reproduce babies. Verse 9. And out of the ground made the Most High Ahaya to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted and became into four heads. And then you can go ahead and skip around. Verse 15. And the Most High Yahweh took the man and put him into the garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. So for us, man, to keep it and to dress it and to love woman because she is flesh of my flesh and bone of my bone. I love you, woman. You are of me. For me to hurt you is to be hurting me. I am a king. You cannot be a queen without a king, but I am a king with or without a queen. I am a ruler. I have dominion over all things on this earth under the ruler, the Most High. And you shall rule over your family, your children, specifically, not your man. So verse 16. And the Most High Yahweh commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge, the knowing, the awareness of evil. You only knew good. Everything was good. But now you know good and evil. Thou shalt not eat of it. You shall not eat evil. Nothing evil. You gotta stay away from live. It's better off you die for the word of the Most High than to live. Alright. Let's continue on. Thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die. Surely you will die. And the Most High Yahweh said, it is not good that a man should be alone. That means man was alone, and he shouldn't be alone. I will make him and help meet for him. And out of the ground the Most High Yahweh God formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. The man. And whatsoever Adam, Atum, the man, called every living creature, that was the name thereof. And Adam, Atum, gave names to all cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found in help meet for him, because it was all animals. What he's going to do, sleep with animals? He needs something with him, something for him, a help. Verse 21. And the Most High Yahweh caused the deep sleep to fall upon Adam, the man, that only was there. And he slept, which means he was unconscious. And he took one of his ribs, because now he needs to create a woman with a womb, so she can give more birth to more mankind. Throughout the whole Bible is saying the man is above the woman. Even the order of who gets the inheritance and who gets to give away the child into marriage The man, the protector and provider of a family. If you're a real man don't leave a woman by herself with a child. And real men do not stay with women using children against them as a form of abuse and revenge. And curse that woman who do it so, saith the Lord. For she make the father hate the son or daughter that she produced. Don't get left now, women, Jezebels, wherever you at. So he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof, like a surgery. And the rib which the Most High God had taken from man, made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. He brought her unto the man. She brought her to me. And Adam Atub said, this is now bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh, bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She is bone of my bones. She is of you, men. Why are you hurting your sweet women? And flesh of my flesh. You are harming yourself, men. You are being stupid when you hurt your woman. Unless she deserves discipline. But there is a righteous way to discipline someone and chastise someone. And today men are doing all type of ways, uppercutting women, punching women, pounding on them, calling them names, abusive stuff. How's that going to correct anyone? That way is not going to work. You're going to need the scriptures to approach this devil. So in the rib which the Most High had made and taken from man, made he a woman and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called, he gave her the name, woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife. Not boyfriend or girlfriend, that's adultery, but his wife. And they shall be one flesh. And they were born naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. So now this is where Jezebel comes in. And the woman that was named here, notice that he called her woman. She had no name yet. They called her woman. Her name is Lilith. I throw her into the bottomless pit. But his original wife was Lilith. And she was very beautiful. She was his first wife. Everything seductive. Everything. She had babies after babies after babies after babies. She loved doing it. Loved doing it. Lilith is another version of Jezebel. She make all guys' things lift up. You see what I'm saying? And they get controlled by Lilith. And she kills babies and eat babies. She even eats cum. Pardon my language. But she eats the seed in the life of man. Like the seed didn't get to go in the dirt. It went down her throat. And they call it nutrition. Like eating a baby. And I know a lot of women is guilty of doing that. And men eating women's juices. Now I don't know where in the Bible it says anything about that. But it sounds like a sexual immorality to me. Because semen was built to be in a woman's vagina, in her tummy, as a seed, so she can give life, be fruitful, and multiply. Not down the throat and sitting in the belly with the burger you just ate a minute ago, sacrificed to an idol. Okay, let's continue on. Devil. So it says in chapter 3 of Genesis, verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle, very slick, than any beast of the field. So the serpent was here before man, because the beast of the field was created first, and it's one of the beasts of the field, which the Most High God had made. And he said unto the woman, now the woman that was made, the weaker one, the moon, hath the higher said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? Did God tell you you can't eat from every tree of the garden? Verse 2. Man, that guy, he always say that, man. He a liar. Verse 2. And the woman said unto the serpent, the liar, Dan, the non-Hebrew Israelite, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. We may eat into that Christianity. We may eat into that Islam. We may eat into Gnosticism. We may eat into Buddhism. We may eat into Hinduism. We may eat into all the religions under the sun. It's okay. It's okay. It's good to know evil. Okay. But of the fruit, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Ahaya had said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Verse 4. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. It's just a metaphor. Verse 5. Subduing, manipulation, mind control. I love you. I wouldn't cheat on you. Man, I don't think about anybody else but you. You're the only one I talk to on Facebook. You're the only one I talk to when I'm texting on the phone. I'm never trying to be slick. Come on, baby. Okay, slick, serpent, devil. Watch out who you with, women and men. So in verse 5 he said, For God do know that in the day ye eat thereof, into that evil, religion, presidents, statutes, all that, then your eyes shall be open, your third eye, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. So gods know good and evil. And my creator is God of gods. Verse 6. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes. So she thought it was good for food to eat. And it was pleasant to the eyes. Look at this. Oh, she's so pleasant to the eyes. Men look at her and they're subdued by her because she's so pleasant to the eyes. The cupcake, the food, Beyonce, superstars. Oh, they look so pleasant to the eyes. The music, the enchantment, the chantings, the chantras, it sounds so pleasant to the ears. The food you eat, so pleasant to the tummy, to the taste bud. And the lies, so tasty, so yummy, so pleasant for your feeling. To keep you happy. I didn't want to tell you the truth because it was going to hurt you. I want to keep you happy. I didn't want you to know and have you feeling bad. You're not strong enough to know the truth because it's going to hurt, so I had to lie to you. Your breath don't stink. Your doo-doo smells fine. It's pleasant to the mind. You fool. Whoever thinks those ways, simple, basic men and women who got the orders backward. And a tree to be desired to make one wise. So she think that that tree will make her wise. It should be a desired tree, because now you're knowing good and evil. She took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband. So she ate it, and she said, oh, this is good. This didn't do nothing to me. Ain't nothing happened here. Try it. God was lying. Now the serpent got to the woman, and what did she do? She gave it also unto her husband. And he did eat it. So it wasn't like she forced him to do it, but he trusted her. A man should never trust his woman. Never trust your woman. The only way you trust your woman is by trusting that the Most High sent you the right one. Trust the Most High. Trust His words. Trust His laws. Trust His commands. Trust everything that comes out of the Most High's being. This is all of the Most High's words. The man been subdued from it. He is now the freaking slave of the woman. Oh, so grievous. So, alright. Verse 7. And the eyes of them both, their third eye, were opened. And they knew that they were naked. And so now they knew. Now they're starting to know and learn things like, whoa, we're naked. Whoa, it's cold. Whoa, it's hot. Whoa, there's good and bad. Whoa, there's different selections. Whoa, there's varieties. Whoa, now you got idolatry, all this stuff. Like, oh, whoa, I think this is the truth. Whoa, I think this is false. Now we got labels and titles, everything. Whoa, I think I'm my name. Whoa, I think I'm my identity. I think I'm a police. I think I'm a judge. I think I'm a man or a woman. Oh, now we know too much. Things were in order without us needing to know too much. Now we know too much. That knowledge is evil. And they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together. So they were sewing fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. And they heard the voice of the Most High walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife Lilith, remember this ain't Eve yet, hid themselves from the presence of the Most High God amongst the trees of the garden. And the Most High God called unto Adam and said unto him, Where art thou? Because he's dealing with the man, not the woman. And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid. Afraid? You were never afraid before. You weren't ashamed before. Because I was naked. Wow. Something went wrong there. And I hid myself. Wow. Now he's being covetous and trying to hide. Because the woman tricked him. And he said, Who told thee that thou wast naked? Because the Most High is supposed to tell us the info, not us seeking for it and stuff like that. Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat? Whereof I commanded you? And the man said, The woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. That's Lilith. And the Most High God said unto the woman, What is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. So the serpent only worked through the woman. Women is more of a devil to a man than a man is to a woman. Verse 14. And the Most High said unto the serpent, Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. And verse 15. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed, because Lilith had slept with the devil, with Satan. She had committed adultery. She cheated on God. She chose to obey a second command. Jezebels are cheaters. Even in the man. They're Jezebels. They're cheaters, adulterers, adultery, prostitutes, abominations, easy, dressed like hoochies and sluts and easy whores. At one point, we had to literally throw her flesh out the window. She used to be a woman in the Old Testament, Jezebel. But let's continue on with Lilith and Atum. So the Most High will put an enmity between the serpent seed and the seed of God. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. And sorrow thou shalt bring forth children. And thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over you. And unto Adam he said, Because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, because you listened to your wife, and you chose to obey her instead of me, and you committed spiritual adultery, you cheated spiritually on me, and has eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, Thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. So it's going to be difficult for the man to provide for his family, making him feel less of a man, putting him to shame, to the point his woman become above him. She make money from prostitution, selling her body just for looking good, whether she know it or not, consciously or unconsciously. This is what's going on. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground. For out of it wast thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. And Adam called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all living. Unto Adam also, and to his wife, did the Most High God make coats of skin and clothed them. And the Most High said, Behold, the man is become as one of us, to know good and evil. And now lest he put forth his hand, and take also of the tree of life, and eat, and live forever. Therefore the Most High sent him forth from the garden of Eden, to till the ground from whence he was taken, to be slaves of the ground which he was taken from. So he drove out the man, and he placed at the east of the garden of Eden cherubims, and the flaming sword which turned every way, to keep the way of the tree of life. And now this goes into Cain and Abel, when you know they start learning how to kill and all this stuff. You can go ahead and read that if you want. Now, before we get into the Jezebel stuff, it's obvious there's going to be a couple parts to this video. I wanted to share some more information to you. And she thinks she's a princess and a queen, like she's the doo-doo. She's the ish. She's cursed. And the man's cursed too. She ain't getting away with anything. And these women won't repent. They won't repent. They won't amend their ways. So they're going to take as much people as they can down. It's make you feel like sticking something in her mouth. This is what I'm saying. All this stuff, they trying to subdue men. Every time you look at it, your brain is being perverted, men. And men used to fight over her too, because she's sleeping with king and king. Different kings. Babies everywhere. Got jewelry from all types of men. Letting men have gifts and stuff, and alluring them with gifts and wanting something back. Okay, I want everything that I gave you back. Remember that time I gave you that thing? Give it all back to me. Give it all back to me. So now, this is what the Most High say. Now, get used to getting over these feelings, because it's all a trap. It's all a trap. She is a devil. I'm telling you, get away from her. So it says in the first book of Timothy, chapter 2, verse 12. But I suffer not, I will not tolerate a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over a man, but to be in silence. So women, please shut up while the men are teaching. Even if he says it that way, please shut up. Shut up. Shut your mouth, be quiet, be at silence, whether what way he says it, because you don't have authority over a man. Chapter 1 of Timothy, verse 2, section 12. So, if you learn that, the Most High will bless you and save you from a man that is abusive towards you for no cause. There's a difference between abuse and discipline. And there's a way that you discipline a grown woman compared to your little daughter. You don't discipline a woman that's your wife like your daughter. There's other ways around it. Like not answering her, not responding to her, ignoring her. They got other ways, because Jezebels love attention. They want you to look at them. They wear that skimpy skirt and their high stilettos, and you ain't looking at them. Them hoes. They're like, why are you looking at me? Man, he ain't shit. Pardon my language, but that's how they be. Oh, you ain't nothing. You don't provide. You don't do blah, 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 blah. Jezebel. Devil. I'm telling you. She's not feeling right next to you right now because she's being exposed. You know who I'm talking to. Get out, Satan. Reveal yourself. So in the first book of Corinthians, verse verse 11, section 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, truth, light, love. And the head of the woman is the man. And the head of the woman is the man. And the head of Christ is God. Ahaya. Genesis chapter 3 verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. And sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Genesis chapter 2 verse 18. And the Most High God said, It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him and help meet for him. So, chapter 1 of Peter, verse 3, section 7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge. According to knowledge. According to knowledge. Dwell with them. Giving honor unto the wife, as unto the weaker vessel, and as being hearers together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. Chapter 1 of Peter, verse 3, section 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that, if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives. Titus chapter 2 verse 5. To be discreet, chasten keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of the Most High be not blasphemed. Do not blaspheme the words of the Most High, women. You are under our command. Chapter 1, the first book of Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 8. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman is of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman was created for the man. For this cause ought the woman to have power on her head because of the angels. Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man. And the Lord Almighty, I am that I am. For as the woman is of the man, even so is the man also by the woman. By the woman. But all things of God, Ahaya, judging yourselves. So it says in the first book of Timothy, chapter 2, verse 13, For Adam, was first formed, then Eve. First book of Timothy, chapter 2, section 11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. Chapter 1 Timothy, the first book of Timothy, chapter 2, verse 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel. Now you tell me if those women you saw in the back, the previous pages, dressed in modest apparel. You tell me if this is modest? Does it make you want to do something when you look at it? You see? With shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broidered hair, weaves, fake hair, extensions, and all that stuff, or gold, or pearls, or costly array. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Most High. The first book of Corinthians, verse 14, verse 34. Chapter 14, verse 34. Let your women keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. Silence. That's the way you say it. Don't say shut up or shut the F up or none of that. Say silence. Because God can make her rebel against you to be a persecution to you, although she's a devil. Chapter 1 Corinthians, the first book of Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 5. But every woman that prayeth or prophesies it with her head uncovered, dishonoreth her head. For that is even all one as if she were shaven. So it's as if her head was shaven. For that is even all one as if she were shaven. So if you shave your hair, you're ashamed. The first book of Corinthians, chapter 7, verse 10. And unto the married I command, yet not I, but the Most High, let not the wife depart from her husband. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 1. Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 17. Obey them that have the rule over you, and submit yourselves, for they watch for your souls, as they that must give account, that they may do it with joy, and not with grief, for that is unprofitable for you. They watch out for your soul and protect you. Titus chapter 2, verse 3. The aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given too much wine, teachers of good things. Titus chapter 1, verse 6. If any be blameless, the husband of one wife, having faithful children, not accused of riot or unruly, riot, want to fight and argue all the time. That's a riot. It's a persecution. That woman's a persecution. Titus chapter 1, verse 5. For this cause left I thee in Crete, that thou shouldest set in order the things that are wanting. Set in order the things that are wanting, and ordain elders in every city, as I had appointed thee. The first book of Timothy, chapter 3, verse 5. For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of God? Or his world, if his queen is talking trash about him in front of the world? Can't be my queen. The first book of Timothy, chapter 3, verse 2. A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach. The first book of Timothy, chapter 3, verse 1 through 16. This is a true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop, he desireth a good work. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 25. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it. Chapter 1 Corinthians, the first book of Corinthians, chapter 14, verse 34 through 35. Let your women keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. So it says in Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12, as for my people, Israel, children are their oppressors, the children and women's using against us, and women rule over them. Child support, and there's women ruling over them. You women are oppressors. You're oppressing us. You're oppressing our manhood, taking it from us, trying to be it, trying to fight with us. It won't punch you in your mouth so bad, because if you're a man, we'll then punch you. But because you're a woman, we'll let you get away, and you feed upon it. Then we get weaker. Now we're afraid to hit you. Now we're going to jail for hit you. Now we're weak. We're weak. It's oppression! O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to error, and destroy the way of thy paths. So, in the first book of Peter, chapter 3, verse 1 through 6, likewise, ye wives, be in subjection, submit, surrender, give up to your own husbands, and choose the right husband. That, if any obey not the word, They also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives. So he said in the first book of Peter, chapter 2, verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, an holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. Titus chapter 2, verse 4 through 5. That they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children. Titus chapter 2, verse 2. That the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound, in faith, in charity, in patience. Titus chapter 2, verse 1 through 15. But speak thou the things which become sound doctrine. Titus chapter 1, verse 13. This witness is true, wherefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith. Titus chapter 1, verse 9. Holding fast the faithful word as he hath been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to convince the gainsayers. The second book of Timothy chapter 2, verse 14. Of these things put them in remembrance, charging them before the Most High, that they strive not about words to no profit, but to the subverting of the hearers. The second book of Timothy chapter 2, section 2. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also. The first book of Timothy chapter 5, verse 14. I will therefore that they younger women marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully towards your man. Well, nigga, you ain't doing nothing right. Well, this and that, you're not doing nothing right. Well, you ain't doing nothing right. Well, how can I submit to you when you're this abusive? And that's if he's a man that he cannot submit to, rather you leave or you're breaking the law. There's no exceptions for this. There's no exemptions. There's no exemptions. There's no exceptions. There's no loopholes or exit in this. You either leave the dude that you can't submit to and find a dude you can submit to and be his faithful wife, and trust in him and believe in him and let him lead you. If you don't do that, you're going to be sinning. You can't be sitting with a guy that you can't submit to and call that love in the first place, and call that submitting, and call that lawful, and call it reasonable. It's not. Let him learn then. Leave him. Or you are worse than him, because you need to silence your mouth. Or he will punch you anyway. If he's an abusive man, he will punch you. You go try to stand up to him like a man, guess what? He's going to treat you like a man. If a man want to act like a woman, guess what? I treat that boy like a woman. Never treat a man like a woman and a woman like a man. It's not the same. And y'all men need to know how to be more softer toned to these women of ours. Flesh of flesh, bone of my bone. So in the okay, so we already read all that. Alright, so let me see what else I got for that. Alright, so right here it says, in Ephesians chapter 5, verse 21 through 25, submitting yourselves one to another in the fear of the Most High. So surrender to each other, submit to each other in the fear of the Most High, because he tells us to love thy neighbor, love each other. Galatians chapter 5, verse 22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, and faith. So in Galatians chapter 3, verse 26, for ye are all the children of God by faith in Christ Yeshua. In the first book of Corinthians chapter 14, verse 35. And if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home. For it is a shame for a woman to speak in the church. The first book of Corinthians, chapter 14, verse 33. For God, Ahaya, is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. So now we just have to keep his words. Alright, so let's go ahead and start reading a few things about the Jezebel according to the Bible, and then I'll give you my biggest evidence in part 2 of this. So let's continue on. So Revelations, you can read the rest of it by going to chapter. Revelations chapter 2 verse 20. But I have against thee a few things, that thou do suffer the woman Jezebel. The Most High is upset because we do tolerate Jezebel. These women preachers, these women acting better than men, above men, killing our men through child support and all this stuff, prostitution, pornography, skimpy clothing, got your daughters dressing skimpy like Miley Cyrus, little boys luring your women too, and your little daughters like Justin Bieber, and all this stuff, man. You got your ushers subduing people, all these devils. They're devils. They got names for each one of these devils, and we rebuke you devils. We know you devils. Yet look aside. Look at the person beside you right now. They're feeling uncomfortable right now because they know they're devils. You know you're a devil, right? You devil, be out, be gone. I cast you out in the name of Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, my Savior, Lord, and everything. So in the first book of Kings, chapter 16, verse 31. And it came to pass, as it had been a light thing for him to walk in the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, that he took to wife Jezebel, the daughter of Et-Baal, king of the Zidonians, and went and served Baal, which is the devil, and worshipped him. So she used to lure the men to do that. And that was the sin of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat. Now you can look who those people up later. The first book of Kings, chapter 18, verse 4. For it was so, when Jezebel cut off the prophets of the Most High, that Obadiah took 100 prophets. Obadiah, the white woman, the Caucasian woman, European woman, took 100 prophets and hid them 50 in a cave, and fed them with bread and water. The Jezebel spirits. Obadiah talks about the destruction of the Europeans, the ones that enslaved our people. The first book of Kings, verse 18, chapter 18, verse 13. Was it not told, my Lord, what I did when Jezebel slew the prophets of the Most High? How I hid 100 men of the Lord's prophet by 50 in a cave and fed them with bread and water? That's what Obadiah said. She is one of the prophets. The first book of Kings, chapter 19, verse 1. And Ahab is the weak man, the men that Jezebel's love using. So if you're a weak, effeminate man, oh baby, I'm sorry, baby. You know I love you, sweetie buns. Oh, you sweet cheeks. Oh, you sweetie, so sweet. It melts my heart. Oh, you flower buttercups. You faggot. Pardon my language, but it's true. Effeminate. That means you're very effeminate. You're being ruled by a Jezebel spirit. She's tearing you apart. She got you looking like a faggot in today's society. She's probably the one that got black men in the neighborhood, dark-skinned men in the neighborhood, wear pants below their butt. It's effeminate. It's gay. It's weak. And they call you type of men's Ahab. So, and Ahab told Jezebel, the manipulator told the manipulator all that Elijah had done, and with all how he had slain all the prophets with the sword. In the first book of Kings, chapter 19, verse 2, then Jezebel sent a messenger unto Elijah, saying, so let the gods do to me, and more also, if I make not thy life as the life of one of them by tomorrow about this time. The first book of Kings, verse 21, section 5. But Jezebel, his wife, came to him and said unto him, Why is thy spirit so sullen, that thou eatest no bread? Like, why aren't you eating today, baby? What's wrong? The first book of Kings, chapter 21, verse 7. And Jezebel, his wife, said unto him, Dost thou now govern the kingdom of Israel? Yis-RoyAl. Arise and eat bread, and let thy heart be merry. I will give thee the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite. So she was making all these false promises. I'll give you some all day and night. I'm gonna rock your world. And you got all these men falling into it like a pit, a fire, hellstorm. Book 1 of Kings. The first book of Kings, chapter 21, verse 11. And the men of his city, even the elders of the nobles who dwelt in his city, did as Jezebel had sent unto them. So she was commanding the army, according as it was written in the letters which she had sent unto them. So in the first book of Kings, verse 20, let's skip around. Let's skip around a little bit. So in the first book of Kings, chapter 21, verse 15, and it came to pass when Jezebel heard that Naboth was stoned and was dead, that Jezebel said to Ahab, Arise, take possession of the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite, which he refused to give thee for money. For Naboth is not alive, but dead. So she was slaying a lot of the prophets. So in the first book of Kings, chapter 21, verse 23. And of Jezebel also spoke the Most High, saying, The dogs shall eat Jezebel, and the moat of Jezreel. So the Jezebel spirits will be eaten by dogs, by men that just want to bust a nut, find a girl for the night, and they all catch AIDS together. The dogs and the Jezebels, and the Ahabs that are weak and let these Jezebels control them. I know a close friend that I have that let a woman do that to him. I don't see him no more, and I lost a lot of respect for that gentleman because of that. So in the first book of Kings, chapter 21, verse 25, But there was none like unto Ahab, who did give himself over to do that which was evil in the sight of the Most High, whom Jezebel, his wife, stirred up. He didn't want to leave the whore. Okay, so in the second book of Kings, chapter 9, verse 7, And thou shalt smite the house of Ahab, these weak men, thy master, that I may avenge the blood of my servants, the prophets, and the blood of all the servants of the Most High, at the hand of Jezebel. So in the second book of Kings, chapter 9, verse 10, And the dogs shall eat Jezebel, and the portion of Jezreel, and there shall be none to bury her. And he opened the door and fled. So the second book of Kings, chapter 9, verse 22. And it came to pass when Joram saw Jehu that he said, Is it peace, Jehu? And he answered, What peace? So long as the harlotries of thy mother Jezebel and her witchcrafts are so many. Because she does witchcraft. It's witchcraft what she's using on you. These pictures and stuff that seduce your men's mind. Pervert them. We're talking about just busting this nut and this, that, all this stuff bad. They're perverted. They're under voodoo. They're under voodoo. Beyonce, Rihanna, Jennifer Lopez. Oh yeah, all of them. Your boys Will Smith, Jada Pinkett. You're a woman. You're also men like Denzel Washington and things like that. You know what I'm talking about. These Jezebel spirits and Ahabs. They work for these women, soft-spoken men. Or you gotta respect women. You know they're mothers of many. Who put the child in her belly? Don't try to exit me and exempt me from the picture. I am the one who got her pregnant. I take the blame. I'm manning up for what I did. When I came, she got pregnant. Drop all your science bush. So in the second book of Kings, chapter 9, verse 30. And when Jehu was come to Jezreel, Jezebel heard of it, and she painted her eyes, and attired her head, and looked out at the window. So she was getting her makeup on to look good, like, oh, he's almost here. Put her perfume on, powder up her vagina, got it smelling good. She looking good, she looking nice, smelling right. Got gold, silver all over her. She looking like a real princess, like she deserved to be treated like she God. Thou shalt not serve a second master. And she wore attire on her head, very seductive, like these women nowadays. Very seductive. Very seductive. And I feel it when I look at them. There's like a tug. You know, you look at this, there's like a tug there. You feel like doing something to these women. Like, dang, she might not know her worth and beauty, so I'm going to try to use her. But truthfully, you just got subdued, you fool. They don't have to act strong in order to seduce you. It's usually when they act weak, they seduce you. When they act like, you know, that they're shy, and that they're meek, and that they're sweet, and that they're the one who been hurt, and that they're the one who been left because the man couldn't provide and he didn't know any good. It's usually her. She's a problem. How can you see any bad in the face? You can't tell anything by her image, even when she's evil and wear evil stuff. There's some beauty in her that makes you look past that. She's like Cleopatra. She's a devil. She's a snake. She's of the serpent. She had mixed with the serpent, gave birth to the Nephilims and the other serpents and beasts. And more beasts is being birthed on earth because of her. She gave birth to it. And she's giving birth to king's babies. To king's babies, to God's babies. Or devil's babies. So Jezebel's a very bad spirit. And we got to know how to deal with her because she's causing masturbation, adultery, idolatry, fornication, effeminism. It's leading to lust, gluttony, greed, violence, fighting over women, fighting over vagina and penis like it's property of someone else. My meat belongs to the Most High. I don't need to tell you I love you. I don't need to do this and that. Why tell me what to do? Jezebel. So we'll go ahead and we're going to continue on in part 2 of this video. And in part 2 we're going to get into the details of the Jezebels. Once again, these seductive women, who are they? And what I'm going to do, let me give you a little piece of what we're going to read. The spirit of Jezebel is behind the daughter of democracy. In other words, feminism, being gay, lesbian, all that, effeminate, transgenders and cross-dressers, all that stuff. The spirit of Jezebel is basically a controlling spirit, working through the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes. It was pleasure to her eyes, Lilith's, and the pride of her of life. It has in general 2 aims: to gain identity, glory, recognition, power, and satisfy the need for the praises of men. Wow, look at that chick over there. She look good. Dang, you know, she's a good singer. Wow, I like her makeup. Wow, I like her shoes. Wow, look at her nails. Hey, look at my nails. My nails beautiful. Does it look good? Looking for attention, looking for praises of men. Do I look good today? Is my butt too big? Or is there something on my lips? Okay, Jezebel. This is a consequence. This is a consequence of the desire. Desire, wants, needs for love and self-worth. Focus on self and outside. Secondly, the Jezebel spirit is a men hater. She hates everything I'm saying right now. She ain't feeling well during the time she's hearing this right now because she's rebellious. Devil, you heard me, you devil. And seeks to emasculate all men and divest them of their authority and power over others, has commanded. It fosters a distrust and hatred of men in general. Why is he speaking so loud? See, how can people learn from him when he's speaking this loud? Where are you going to learn in the first place? Does the words mean anything to you that the Most High say? So, the volume shall not matter. It's the words and why it's being said in such way. Can you handle it, Jezebel? The Jezebel spirit is in a constant agitation. Man, why you always gotta do this? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Blah, blah, blah. Where you been? Why don't you call me? Blah, blah, blah. Men and women. Terribly aggressive. Very determined. Callous. Callous. Controlling. Selfish. Why you always think about yourself? Why don't you think about me? Why you always thinking about yourself? Why you always thinking about yourself? Everyone that always say that is always thinking about themselves. Why are you always thinking about yourself? You should be thinking about me. Why are you always thinking about yourself? Why are you always thinking about yourself? Why are we always thinking about ourselves? Because we got Jezebel bothering us. She's trying to make us focus on ourselves and tear us apart in our relationship. She hates to see me and you do good and you become an obedient and virtuous woman. She would love to see you continue to be rebellious like Satan's wife. So, it fosters a distrust in men and hatred of men in general. The Jezebel spirit is in a constant agitation, terribly aggressive. Nigga, you ain't got shit. You don't do, all that stuff. Very determined. Whoa, you're not going to win this, buddy. You better leave or she's going to smack you and she's going to call police on you after she smack you and get you arrested and she'll be fine. Chilling with your baby. Callous. Okay, callous, controlling, selfish, power hungry. She want the power of the man. Why are you talking so loud for? Always gotta raise your voice. Always gotta read the Bible. Why can't you use it without the Bible? Why you always think you're better than someone else? That's Leviathan. That's pride. That's your ego. It's your ego. Why you always gotta, like, she getting at you like that, trying to put you down? Power hungry. And she chews on some of you a little because like, dang, it might be my ego. I might be a little bit prideful right now. I might be manipulative. But if you think about it, shut up. Silence. You're a woman. Once you silence, maybe everything else in me will stop. But you're challenging me as a man and I am born to fight and protect and defend and rip off heads. Why are you testing me? And if I can't control my own house and family, how am I going to control anyone else outside of my family? If I can't even get the respect of my woman, how is other women going to respect me and other men? If I'm not able to stand up against my own wife or woman made out of me, bone of my bone and of my flesh, how am I going to stand up with a man like me? Man like me. It makes me a pussy. It makes me weak. It makes me a coward. Therefore, her arguing with me makes me sound prideful and rebellious. Because she needs to shut her mouth and listen. And it's true. And some women need to be talked to like this because they're not taking that soft ahab stuff. Oh, baby, I'm sorry. Love and light. Soft ass. You get y'all both killed. They got two feminine people together. Oh, love and light, oh, love and light. Now when the war comes and he needs a defender, he jumping into her arm. Oh, baby, hold me, I'm scared. I never got into a fight before a war. Because you're not a man. You're lacking the truth. And the Bible speaks about it. So woman, don't try to manipulate me and tell me why you don't have to obey me. And don't be trying to get power from me to try to validate why you don't need to listen to me again. And repent. But Jezebels are unrepentant. They're deceitful spirits. They'll trick you. Act like everything's cool again. All right, baby, I'm sorry. I listen. And she'll devise and scheme a different way to attack you. Now she'll start using your book. Well, you ain't keeping this law, so why do I have to keep that law? And try to justify her wrongs all the time. But a woman overall unconditionally is under the man. Although we're equal under God. And she is a daughter of the Most High. An overwhelmingly evil spirit. And those are most only its good points. Indeed, this spirit can be definitely named Satan's woman. Satan's woman, Eve, Lilith. So a man's not supposed to listen to his woman in the way that today's women's doing it. Not by your controlling, forceful, suggestive stuff. And you're abusing us and telling us that we're abusing you when you don't want us to fight back. We're man. You need to shut up, silence, you Jezebel spirit, and be cast into the furnace. For real. Alright, so in part 2, we're going to finish reading this part. And we'll wrap it up right now about Jezebel. And later on in the future, I'll make other videos about Jezebels too, so you guys can know who they are. And hopefully the Jezebel spirit isn't in the room today and they're feeling defensive, because that's how you'll tell who they are. Feed it to the dogs. Get rid of that wicked abomination. Discipline your house. Stop having your children dress up like whores. And stop throwing up these finger signs. Stop following women that throw up those finger signs. It's not a rock-on finger sign. It's a demonic, satanic sign. And all Illuminati uses it. Alright, y'all. I hope you guys have a great day. I see y'all in part 2. Shalom. Many blessings from the Most High. And may you be shielded and protected from these Jezebel spirits. And we're going to learn how to conquer them together. Amen. I affirm.